earlier burned flash in the Dragon fight, he can't get out after being in the middle, trying to dish out the DPS there, and then they end up trading those 2 kills. He still dealt a tremendous amount of damage, but Broken Blade with the ultimate and with the barrel chain was the big one for TSM to get it all started.
Alrighty, so once again around the map, it's again a close game, exactly what we expected. A preview of what many believe to be the LCS finals of this split. TL back on form, TSM back on form for the first time in so terribly long. It had been a lot of disappointing years for TSM where they, I think, made 1 final across the last 3 years or so, but now looking to be ready to go again as Broxa is here to knock down Baron Nashor. A little bit of damage, but TSM on the other side of the map, they're able to easily just quell any look at that Baron and instead grab this Drake, no problem, 2-2 in this scoreline. And imagine if Broxa had not been able to get both Smite steals, TSM would have Dragon Soul already.
And honestly, that was a really good call. Another good setup from them, because if you split and you have double Scryers on the top side, then you can just continually check the Baron, and they have Spica / Broken Blade, who have teleport and a global ultimate ready, secure that Dragon. Now 2-2. This game is, you know, not to mention everything that goes into it as far as standings implications, but I've just enjoyed the back and forth from both teams. A lot cleaner of a game than we've seen for most of the year.
Yeah, totally agree. This is, I mean, I think both players know it. And I'm happy that TL is taking this game incredibly seriously. Even though they do not have playoff standings on the line, they are already locked first. They are playing this game to win it. They're playing with respect. They're not doing, you know, limit testing as we had it out of Golden Glue in a couple games ago. They're playing this game very, very well. And TSM, obviously, they know what they're fighting for. Playing very much as TL's equals in this game. Broken Blade just shoving down a couple of barrels to deal some damage. Items still coming through for Spica as Black Cleaver is now done. And we're going to see Broxa moving towards his own death stance to keep that scale going. Very slightly ahead on the Graves, as you expect. The better farmer in this jungle matchup.
So now I want to turn my sights forward and look into the future a bit here, because this is where the game really starts to get interesting. You start to develop a power difference for the split push on the side of Gangplank. Shen has a ton of wave clear that Impact has invested in his build, going for the Tiamat on top of his Sunfire cape. But since Broken Blade hit the 2-item power spike with his Essence Reaver plus Trinity Force, this arrow does land, and Double Lift doesn't want to take any chances there. Cleanses early so that there will be no follow-up death sentence. But that does allow a little bit of first move for TSM. As Broken Blade, he tried to AoE the wave, push back Shen a little bit, and then make a possible move towards mid. Impact then can slip in, make use of his great AoE with Tiamat Sunfire, pushes right back, and is going to try and get that last little bit of a push for Team Liquid so they can get their vision deeper.
And that slow cleanse from Double Lift was, I believe, intentional. That's not old man reflexes. That's him saying, do I need to cleanse?
Is there follow-up?
Okay, Thresh is coming. Okay, yeah, he's going to be in hook range. Okay, it's fun to walk away. Like, so that can be beamed on. Like, sometimes you'll see slow summoners. It's like, okay, you should have flashed or cleansed earlier. That's Double Lift having the space to react and saying, okay, yes, I have to burn this. So, smart play out of him. It does mean the cooldown's still going to be down for about 3 minutes. He's going to hope it's back in time for a climactic fight. Cleanse will be down for the Ocean Drake if that is fought over instantly. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that will be a summoner disadvantage, as Tactical will easily have the arrow back up. And so we'll see if that comes through, but the game's still very close between these two teams. IE done. Great 3-item spike now for the Xayah. Similar spot for Tactical, but not there just yet with less farm and no kills.
And it's going to be an exciting Dragon fight as well, because everybody has full summoners available to it. And the solo laners are approaching their level 16 for the split pushers, Impact and Broken Blade. But step number 1, obviously, you're going to still have to keep vision over the Baron area, because you don't want to give that up in a over-focus on the Dragon. So you have to split your vision a little bit. TSM are doing it first and trying to set up with some of their wards through the jungle leading up to it. Grixon even getting a little pressure onto Impact.
And that would have been a 3v1. No one was going to be in range to help Impact easily. If that bubble lands, if he doesn't sidestep that one beautifully on Impact's side, that might have been a kill on Shen. He would have respawned in time for Drake, but it would have meant maybe top lane tier 2 takes a lot of its damage. As it is already, they're doing good damage there. Bot lane split push for Jensen. He has TP if he's needed, but bot lane outer drops. Top lane tier 2 still dies because TL aren't dedicating the resources to it. TSM still have a full minute until the Drake spawns, which they got plenty of time to recall with their newly gotten gold and look for a play. Jensen also on this side of the map, able to go for a blue buff there, so find something else to take away. And we'll see now, 43 seconds till the Drake spawns. TSM not going to be able to take that recall, except maybe just on Broken Blade, who will be picking up a BF sword and so. Okay, it's actually going to be towards the Sterix Gauge pickup with the pickaxe and the Jarom's fist there, so some extra damage, a bit of extra health. Gonna make sure you get frontline a bit better, as there's not a lot of true tanks on TSM's side.
All right, setup is huge for this, because if Team Liquid can get their vision established first, then they have such a big advantage. Your Syndra keeps your eyes on the Rakan. Syndra's, one of her big jobs is stuffing Rakan engage. If you scatter the weak, stun through the Rakan, you can very often just 100% to zero that Rakan. And the Rakan, it puts a lot of emphasis on their ability to make the long range quick engage. He flashes for it.
Fox comes up, double knockup. Paddlestar's not going to land. Trees has to watch out. He's running out of health, and he could not Zonia's in time. He was CC'd during the ulti, but able to get away. Gets the heal back on. Sleep in the front line. Impact. He is so thankful he is tanky that would have killed any other champion on the team. TL low on health bars, TSM the same, but they've got the river, so they've got the honey fruit. And Treats back up to about half HP, can queue off the dragon as well and get the health bars up. TSM going to feel comfortable right now. Ulti's gone in most cases, but Doublelift has his summoner back, has his ulti up, he's ready to go. Poke almost going to land, it's going to put Core JJ to sleep. This time around, the smite does come through to Spica, and Brox will have to wait around on the wall, get the lantern back out, and TSM are on Soul Point.
Okay, so they're going to go for a reset here. You see some recalls and Team Liquid establishing control over the Baron. I think they can just threaten it. I would be very cautious about fully committing to this. And TSM looked like they want to make a call on that bluff. Oh, teleport is being channeled by Broken Blade, though. Maybe they weren't as confident in calling that bluff. They actually fall for it. Teleport burned by Broken Blade. So Team Liquid happy with that little maneuver.
Yeah, I mean, TL kind of like made sure that their team showed on the ward as they attacked it, right? It gets vision for, you know, that last little second as it dies. They're like, look at these Ashe arrows flying over the wall. Look, we're hitting Baron. Okay, reset. And it's like, okay, blue trinket, TP, let's go, like spot it. Oh, okay, it's good job, right? It's a cooldown bait. It was nice little stuff right there. Again, want to point out Ocean Soul coming soon on the TSM side, 4 minutes from that objective being on the map. TL have grown themselves a small gold lead. You can see they're up about 1,400. That is not massive, though. That doesn't always mean everything. Doublelift actually doubling up on the QSS here on top of the cleanse to really make sure he can survive in case CC comes in his way. He can survive a lot more this way, and we'll see if he can get out the damage as a result of that.
Tactical actually just hitting Baron, starting it up here. Broxy comes in to tank it. And this one, there is one Scryer available, but it is on Doublelift. He's in mid lane. He's walking away from Baron. He's not going to use it.
Team don't know.
TSM aren't going to check. Team Liquid get
They sweep too late. TL run right back into the river. And TSM said, we're going to clear waves on our side of the map. The sneak comes through. TSM dropped the vision, and Team Liquid with a punish for that.
Caught him sleeping there. Team Liquid. They backed off the Baron really early the first time, and TSM were so scared of it, and they even used the Broken Blade teleport. But the second time around, Team Liquid able to just sneak this one away. TSM, whew, they're definitely crying after that one. But now you have to refocus on trying to hold versus the split push here. Impact on Shen gets right back to duty for Team Liquid. This Baron goes a long way in accomplishing their goal of trying to get that side lane pushing. You see even Jensen is pushing out on the top side, and they have their full safety-free squad in mid. With Thresh there, you don't have to really worry about anything. All you have to do, tactical push the lane, Core JJ hover around him for the lantern.
Kobe, on a macro level, this is so interesting because the Baron buff times out 16 seconds before the Ocean Drake spawns. So obviously TL won't have the buff for that fight. But what's also interesting is they have to recall during the Baron buff in order to shop and use the gold so that they can be powerful enough to fight for the Ocean Soul as well. A stun double, he's got 2 cleanses. He's going to be fine. He's actually going to save all of them. Ult instead. Not sure if that was the ideal one, but he's going to stay alive regardless. Mid lane turret will fall. I am going to be very curious how much TL does during the Baron buff and when they pull off to shop and fight for the Drake. How much do they get? How greedy will they be? And will they be caught too far up when that Drake fight comes in. For now, they've already gotten 6 turrets. All tier 1s, all tier 2s are gone. Still a minute 20 left on the buff. They can't use all of it if they want to shop for the Drake. Bot lane being pushed in by Impact.
I love the discussion, not only because of shopping for the Drake, but also because the setup is so important. You know, with this amount of engage that they're facing, I would advise a super early recall with the Baron empowered recalls for them, not only to spend, but to be able to replace wards. Right now, Team Liquid's wards here up very deep in the blue quadrant do not have a lot of vision closer to the Dragon Pit, and during the recall, TSM can move up during that time. So with 1 minute left on the Drake, TSM fully reset. They buy a couple extra control wards there from the rest of their members, and they prepare to make the push towards Dragon to set up for it. Team Liquid doing the same now.
All right, so with 30 seconds left on the Baron, about 50 seconds left on the Drake, the recalls come through for Team Liquid. They could not crack an inhibitor turret. They got the rest of the tier 2s though. And now this is going to be their setup here. Of course, top lane tier 2 taken a while ago, and actually, I'm seeing a TP spent top side. Of course, Impact, he's level 18, he's got 1,000,000 armor. He can ult in and use the last 10 seconds of Baron buff to force TSM top side when no one currently has teleport available. The Drake spawning in 20 seconds. Broken Blade will have it for the Drake, but now, as you mentioned before, right? Ulti from Shen is faster than Summoner TP from Gangplank. Shen can always taunt to stop the TP from Broken Blade, and then, you know, Broken Blade can't do the same to him, so possibilities are there. 5 seconds on the Drake. If TSM get this smite, they get Ocean Soul, and they close the gold lead with that regen, functionally.
He's teleporting.
Right now. Okay. Teleport is gone. As I mentioned, the TP can't be used, but Impact has to be careful because Broken Blade can ult into the fight. Impact might have a hard time doing this. He's going to try anyway and just take the damage. This is an outright 5v4. It's time for Spica to find the smite. There's a ward in the brush. It is an outright 5v4, but TL are backing off and giving TSM some space. Back in the pit they go. Smite! Grab! Crucially by Spica, and here comes the battle. Broken Blade not getting the fight, though, so Impact taunts in. They catch Bjergsen. Double lift on the way out. He's going to have to ult soon. When's it going to come down? Finally pops into the air. Looks for the root. When can he flash away? He can't do it at all. It's 3 kills picked up. Only now can Broken Blade even try, and it's not going to matter. Why even bother? The smite comes through, but TL get 4 kills, and it's time to crack the TSM base.
TSM get the Ocean Soul, but at a tremendous cost, Freak. 4 kills plus gonna be maybe half of their base. With these death timers, Team Liquid will lay destruction to the TSM base.
2 crucial mistakes, dropping vision and losing respect of Baron, and then fighting the 4v5 with Broken Blade could not show, and they're going for the turrets. Team Liquid looking to deny TSM that buy. Cloud9 fans cheer. C9 will be the 2nd seed in playoffs. They will get that bye alongside Team Liquid. TL 15-3, the best they have ever done in the LCS. The top seed in the playoffs looking for their 5th LCS title.
There will be no tiebreaker for 2nd place today, Freak. Cloud9 fans will also be rejoicing with that Team Liquid victory. And my goodness, TSM, they force on the Dragon, and Broken Blade was walking down after having his teleport burn, so I thought they were going to be fully hands-off, but they go for the smite fight. They get the smite, but at the cost of the entire team and the entire game. Yeah, what a way here for Team Liquid to just lay a stamp on it. Heading into playoffs, there was a huge grudge match between both parties of the bottom lane, and Team Liquid, they do get the last laugh.
Well, at the end of the day, we're going to see FlyQuest face Immortals, and FlyQuest can usurp the 3rd seed by taking that win. They already own the head-to-head over TSM, so FlyQuest can beat Immortals, the last place team. TSM drops to the 4th seed, and they're going to sit and watch that game play out. Regardless, TSM are done with the regular season, and they are playing the 1st round of playoffs. TL and C9 get the bye. FlyQuest can look to reach up to 3rd. Now it's time for us to take a quick break. On the other side, we've got the Verizon Post interview with Broxa, so we'll see you there.
Look forward, hit the gas, focus on the road before you. The Honda Civic, with standard Honda sensing. It's fun, always.
Natur ist von jeher chaotisch.
Be the jungler that the team needs, and obviously us playing very slow, very controlled, being a very objective focused team is a big part of that. Obviously, with that being one of our trademarks, it would be ideal if we didn't have to 50-50 so many objectives. But at the same time, I guess I'm getting some smite practice going into playoffs, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining.
I know that's been such a focus for you and the rest of the team, finding a way for everyone to synergize, figure out your role. And it was cool seeing in the fights particularly, right? Having someone like Impact on the Shen and what that contributes, but also how it affects how you are playing. When you're in these team fight environments, how are you feeling about the level that everyone is playing on Team Liquid? And that is not just a core JJ over in the bot lane making an impact, but everyone here showing their weight.
I feel like the biggest difference now comparing ourselves to last split is that we're actually playing so well as a unit, playing so well as a team. Whenever we're in fights, we don't, like, I know what to expect from all my teammates. I know what they're all thinking, what their goals are, what they need from me. They know, the same thing goes the other way around. They know how I want to approach the fight, and we're just, it just feels so natural whenever something is going on, whether it's about making plans or making goals in the game, or when it comes to the clutch situations, like mechanically playing fights and this type of stuff. So all in all, I think us just coming together as a team has been a really big factor, probably the key factor this split.
And then coming together, it makes Team Liquid a natural fit as the #1 seed in the playoffs. Broxa, thanks for stopping by.
You're welcome.
Plenty to break down from that game and everything that we've had so far today. So let's send things over to the State Farm Analyst Desk to break it down.
Thank you very much, the Tigress, and thank you to Snapcam for turning Crawley into a clown, and a clown he is because he mispredicted this TSM versus TL match.
Tell the difference.
I want to go ahead and correct. I
Looks
did
the
this
same.
to myself. This is what you look
What
like
did you
when
do?
you doubt TL.
Wait, Probably have you turned it on yet?
Yeah.
We need you to turn on the filter.
What did you do? Can you describe it?
You guys not see this?
No, of course we
Lovely
can see
hair.
it, my
I
friend.
demand to be taken seriously. On the desk. Come on, guys. We're supposed
That'll
to be
never
cohorts.
happen. That'll
thought you
never
were
happen.
Yeah, I thought you were trolling when you picked TSM, but apparently you want to be taken seriously about that. I don't know why you would.
Held
TL's
fast
clearly
to
the
that.
better team.
Quite clearly.
Clearly.
That's what the standings say. 13-3, or not 13-3. I can't even read now. Probably is infecting me. 15-3 is Team Liquid, now fully secured in first place. And because of that victory, Cloud9 fans could breathe a sigh of relief. They have as well locked up a playoff bye in second place. TSM currently in third, but it should be noted that FlyQuest is yet to play, and if FlyQuest wins, they will actually take third place due to head-to-head record. But let's return to this matchup and how it all broke down, because it was a slow one. It was without a doubt a slow game. Very few kills breaking down in the earlier portions. A lot of the focus around the objectives.
And overall, I'd say TL did a better job controlling the objectives. They had the first Drake, and the fight was quite good for them. The fact that they got the GP ult, which was a little late, and then the late GP TP set them behind and allowed TL to keep tempo advantage, to swap to the map topside earlier to get the Rift Herald, and they just kept snowballing on objectives against TSM.
I think what's become fascinating with this game is that it actually was really high level in the sense that both teams were very aware of what their win conditions were and how to fight around these dragons, but so much of the game is now coming down to smites. The jungler's job in trying to actually play those 50-50s is really important. Broxa came in big in a few of those moments, and moving forward into playoffs, I think that just having junglers that have the confidence that can win those 50-50s will more than make up for more of the early game fallacies that they might have fallen under.
What about you, Bozo? What do you think?
I don't really know. I think it was kind of really good on TSM to play well, but, you know, TL, they had tempo most of the game. And I would say probably the biggest thing was the Baron sneak that TL got. This was a really important play by them because this solidified the game. I think this is right before it. This is probably the biggest TSM play they had.
I mean, this is just a sick team fight overall. Everyone plays super well. I mean, the kite forward from Tactical not only dodges the barrel, but pushes Doublelift back out of the fight and chunks out a number of other members low. If he kites backwards there, I'm pretty sure TL get wiped and potentially lose the Baron, but he traded his life to not only get some kills back for his team, but protect them from that horrible situation.
Yeah, to your point, Prowley, that replay there kind of showcases how close this game was up until the moment of that Baron sneak from Team Liquid, which really was what ultimately turned the tides of the game. What's the diagnosis here from TSM? Why was there no contest?
I mean, the TL kept a lot of tempo in this game, which was good. There was a lot of resets, but Treese's warding pattern, he warded that top bush, but he didn't drop a pink or a green ward in the Baron pit, and what this would have done would have forced TL to spend their time clearing it, and they would have seen, okay, Team Liquid's grouped up there, but instead they go top and bot without Baron vision, so they kind of opened up a 1-3-1 map, kind of, where they were catching both side lanes at the same time, but they didn't have mid control and they didn't have Baron vision, so it was a strange macro decision from TSM to not be more scared of Team Liquid's ability to just burst the Baron.
So then what's the consensus coming out of the game? Because that was very much a pivotal moment, and I know there was that last stand by TSM down by the Ocean Drake, picking up the Drake but losing the fight on the back end. Crumbs, I don't want to get too into the weeds with that fight itself, but how do you feel coming out of that game and looking towards playoffs about our three top teams?
I feel very good about Team Liquid. I feel like Team Liquid has actually been the one team that has spent the entire split working on how to play around objectives, because it really showed there was no rush in the low kill score. They were just playing their solid game despite all the pressure being on top of them, and they didn't falter, unlike TSM. So it feels to me like Team Liquid just had a very strong idea of what they wanted to work on from the beginning of the split, with the limited champion pools, with making sure that they always played the same consistent kind of game. And it is now that we're starting to see, hey, all that work is paying off because no other team can take them down.
It was an interesting game for sure. I think TL has shown that they're going to grind you out over the course of a 5-game series in playoffs, and TSM had the skill to go toe-to-toe with them, but not quite the macro awareness to keep up as all these other things were going on. So I would be interested in them taking a more aggressive game plan. GP is not at all this, he is a carry, but it's not an early game champion at all. So I think TSM still has other avenues to explore in playoffs. I wouldn't write them out yet, but I think TL has cemented themselves as the favorites.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have three strong teams entering playoffs, possibly a fourth here with FlyQuest even making the conversation very interesting. That said, we're going to move on from here. So for your own webcam filters rather, for family calls or work meetings, make sure you check out snapcam.com because they are the real MVP, setting us up right here with Prowley, making him look the way he thinks. Now, there's one important matchup before our tiebreakers, and that's FlyQuest versus Immortals right after this break. Don't go anywhere.